In 1957, Felix Tejarina, the national president of LULAC, made this statement: "Let the Negro fight his own battles. His problems are not mine. I don't want to ally with him." And this put them on notice with the system of white supremacy, but not in a way that they would think or hope. Hispanics and Latinos went around for decades making it known that they want to ally with the system of white supremacy. They sued to be white, and they made it known they don't want anything to do with the black Americans. And again, the system of white supremacy noticed this. See, nobody knows this system better than foundational black Americans. We know this system is diabolical, but most of all, this system plays the long game. And that brings me to the topic of this video: ICE detention centers and the new mass incarceration system. See, people will look at this and think, oh, get the fuck out of here. There's no way. But again, foundational black Americans know the system better than anyone in this country. Don't believe me? Let me show you. See, what they're not putting out there is that people detained by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement can work while they're in detention, just like they do in prisons. But it's very limited, low paid, and controlled by ICE policies and facility rules. There is a voluntary work program. Okay. The pay is very low. Under current ICE standards, detainees in a voluntary program are supposed to be paid at least $1 a day. See, when you go around for decades making it known that you'll work for cheap, undercutting Americans, black Americans in particular, you put the message out there. You don't care about the worth. You'll do the job. You don't give a damn how much you get paid for it, as long as you could work. And the system took note of that. See, again, work is supposed to be voluntary. Officially, participation in the work program isn't mandatory. Detainees cannot be forced to join in, and the basic rule is that they volunteer. However, critics and some detainees say that in practice, there can be indirect pressure to participate. Hours are limited, so they say. Most programs restrict detainee workers to no more than 8 hours per day and 40 hours a week. They say not all facilities offer work programs, but again, in the system, they let you know what they want you to know. The bottom line, some ICE detainees do work while in detention under ICE's voluntary work programs. They are generally paid extremely low, about $1 a day. Work is supposed to be voluntary, but economic pressure and facility rules can make participation feel necessary for basic needs. See, just like the prison industrial system in America that railroaded black Americans into this for decades, they're in there making shit. They don't make this public knowledge, but those who know. All kind of companies lease out prison labor. They just don't make that known. Concerns about labor coercion have been raised. Some advocates and legal groups have expressed concern that the ICE work programs, despite being labeled voluntary, can be coercion because detainees rely on the small wages that they earn to buy basic commissary items, phone credits, or other necessities. Sound familiar? See, the average time in these ICE centers is about 46 to 52 days. That depends on what you did, though. If you have a criminal record, it could be longer. See, if you have a criminal record, you can be up there up to 421 days, depending on the legal status. Now, some would ask, why are they doing this? I'll show you why. Data shows that black Americans, often referred to as foundational black Americans, have experienced a long-term decline in incarceration rates over the past 15 to 20 years. We're not going to jail like we used to. See, we fought for criminal justice reforms when we found out how this system was railroading a lot of us into jail. We have a history of fighting this shit. Once we figure out what they're doing, we move accordingly. National crime statistics have shown a steady drop in overall crime rates since the early 2000s. Actually going back to the 99s, but I'm going to show you. Y'all let this system really fuck y'all over. And when we try to put y'all on this shit, y'all disregard us. Y'all come over here with the anti-black American hatred. Again, y'all call us lazy. We playing victims again. And that's by design. See, the system never wanted y'all to be with us because we could put you on this shit. We show you how this shit is. But y'all chose to align with the system. Cool. So now they're lining y'all up. They getting ready again because like I just showed you, we're not committing crimes like we used to. See, once they did the whole war on drugs thing and that 94 crime bill, we figured out how this shit works. And again, like I said before, we move accordingly. Black imprisonment rates have fallen substantially. Between 2006 and 2018, the imprisonment rate for Black Americans in state and federal prisons fell by about 1/3, 34%, the largest decline in a major racial ethnic group in that period. From 2000 to 2021, the imprisonment rate for Black American men dropped significantly by nearly 48%. That's almost half. We're not going to jail like we used to. They need labor, and they ain't getting it from the Black American. See, this decline really started by the late 1990s. Data showed that the incarceration growth slowed for Black Americans around this time. In 99, the imprisonment rate for Black adults in state and federal prisons peaked. After that peak, the rate began to gradually decline into the early 2000s. See, according to the census documents, censusandproject.org also notes that while the U.S. incarceration rate grew dramatically in the 80s and early 90s, Black imprisonment rates started to stabilize and then gradually decline starting in the late 1990s. Pew Research Center analysts analyzed state and prison populations confirmed the trend. Black incarceration peaked around the late 1990s and began to slow decline into the 2000s. You want to know when these rates really bottomed out or hit the lowest that it's ever been? 2019. Why is that important? 2019 is right around where they had to figure out, how do we fix this? 2019, 2 years after that, COVID hit. And what happened during COVID? You saw an influx of illegal immigrants coming across the border, set up by Biden. Again, we're not committing crimes, we're not going to jail, and they need that labor. And they can't get it from us, so let's get it from the Hispanics because they're not white. Though they think they are, they're not. And they'll work for cheap. They've said this for decades. So y'all actually think it's a difference between the red and the blue team. This is Bush and Obama. See, y'all be falling for the okie doke all the time. Trump and Obama. They are two sides of the same coin, and they have different jobs. The blue team's job was to line y'all the fuck up, get y'all up in here to replace the population that ain't going to jail anymore because they figured it out. That's what they do with us. When we figure it out, they move around. They do some other shit. And the red team's job was to incarcerate y'all. Y'all the new slave labor. And had y'all really had a black and brown like y'all claim to, we would have showed y'all this. But that's okay. You didn't want that because y'all say that. Let the Negro fight his own battles. His problems are not mine. I don't want to ally with him. And that's why we're not going to ally with you. We tried to warn y'all. Y'all let yourselves get lined up. Now figure out how to fucking save yourselves, 'cause you're gonna need it.